I am teaching you what Abdullah would have taught Neville. I am slamming the fucking door in your face and making you realize that the thoughts you're having aren't going to fucking work. When Neville kept saying, but where is it, Abdullah? I'm not in Barbados yet. What did he do? He slammed the door in Neville's face because he wasn't fucking listening. He said, you are in Barbados. Slam. I am slamming the door in a lot of your faces because some of you are full of shit. And you're just like Neville saying, but where is it? I'm not in Barbados. And he's like, how are you going to get this? I know. I'll slam a door in your fucking face. I just swear at you instead. Time, dealing with time. Oh, dealing with time, yes. That's a good one. Dealing with time when you're manifesting. Okay. So I know that everyone says don't mess with the 3D. And when you mess with the 3D, it's because you're worried about the time and you're worried it's not going to happen. Right? So if you go and message someone, deep down, if you're really honest with yourself, you couldn't trust your power that you could manifest them messaging you, and you're also worried about the time. The longer it takes for them to message, you then are worrying that it's not going to happen. So when you mess with the 3D, you've got to really understand that you're worried about the time it's taking to manifest what you want. And in this video, I'll explain how to not worry about the time. I know that how long your manifestation is taking bothers most of you. Now, someone wrote in the squad the other day an example of a story where Abdullah, who taught Neville everything he knew, took 7 years to manifest something. Some of you are worried after 7 days of not hearing from a person that you've started seeing that they've disappeared. Now, I've had manifestations manifest for me from the age of 5 years old, and it manifested when I was 20. Now, the reason why it took that long was because the place I wanted to go my whole life. So let me just explain something. I went to a drama school that's the hardest school to get into in the southern hemisphere of the world, right? Hardest. And when I heard about it when I was a child, now I don't know how I heard about this as a child, but this is an example of manifestation taking time and it being okay to take time because it had to take time. Then I'll use an example where it's taking time and you guys are freaking out and how to fix that, okay? So let me just use this example first. This is like the Abdullah example. And I can't remember what that manifestation is that Abdullah took 7 years. It could have been Neville coming to see him. It could have been that because he said, Neville, I've been waiting for you. I think it was actually Neville coming to see him was the 7 years, actually, now I think about it. Anyway, so I auditioned for this drama school called NIDA when I was 20. And I only auditioned when I was 20 because somewhere in my mind, someone had planted a seed that you couldn't get into, you were over 18. That they needed you to be over 18, an adult, like kind of in your 20s, that they wouldn't accept you before then. And I couldn't remember where I got that idea from. I just knew it. And when I auditioned, then they said no. So I got on the short list, then they said no, you didn't get through. Then I waited another 2 weeks, still assuming I was in, saying I am an NIDA student, I'm an NIDA student. And 2 weeks later, they rang me up and said, you are in. Right? That all manifested. Even though they said no, I still got in. And when I packed my bags to go and leave, my mum said to me, well, isn't this amazing? This is what you wanted when you were 5. And I said, what do you mean this is what I wanted when I was 5? And she said, when you were 5 years old. Now, I don't even know how I knew about the school at 5 years old. I knew I was at a performing arts little dance and singing school and I was a dancer and singer. But how I knew about an acting school in Sydney when I was 5 years old is beyond me. And apparently I said to my mum, how do I get into that school? And mum said, I don't know. And she said, and I said, oh, I want to know. And mum said, should we find out? And then I apparently went, yeah, okay. So my mum picked up the phone in Perth, Western Australia, and rang the school in Sydney when I was 5 and said, how would my daughter be able to get into this school? What does she have to do? And they said she has to audition and we normally don't take anybody until they're over the age of 18. And she went, all right, thank you, and told me that. Now, I don't remember any of this because obviously I was 5. But my mum reckons I was so determined when I was 5 years old that I was going to that school. That's where I was going to go when I left school. And where did I go when I left school? That school. Now, that took from the age of 5 to the age of 20. Now, would you look at that as a failed manifestation because it took so long? No, you wouldn't. You'd think, fuck, that was pretty amazing. That at the age of 5, the seed was planted and it grew and it grew. And even though they said no, she still got in and she is a NIDA graduate. Now, a lot of you take the time as a failure, right? Now, I know in my personal life, I have had things that have taken a long time. Relationship ones, where someone's come in, gone, come back, gone, come back. Now, I know how I'm doing that and how I've fucked it up, but it doesn't mean they don't come back, and they're always coming back. So it's like, I'm not worried about the time. I'm a very patient person. A lot of you aren't patient. And because you're not patient, you're doing things in the 3D to fuck up your manifestation. And then you go and watch fuckwits who say things like, it doesn't matter what you do, you can't fuck it up. Yes, you fucking can. Otherwise, where is it? Now you could say to me, oh, it's coming. Yeah, but if you do a whole lot of shit in the 3D to stuff it up in the meantime, I'm sorry, guys, it won't come. Like, I could blow hot air up your asses and say, doesn't matter what you do, you can't fuck it up. It always comes. You will always manifest what you want. No, you won't. A lot of you are doing stupid 3D shit. A lot of you are acting from your triggers that you haven't fixed. A lot of you aren't aware of your self-concept issues that are causing you to have terrible thoughts like, they don't want me, blah, 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 and then sending out thoughts constantly, you're a specific person, that they don't want you, they don't love you, and then you're wondering why they're not showing up. And then you go and listen to fuckwits who reassure you and say, doesn't matter what you do, you can't fuck it up. You will always get your manifestation no matter what. No, you won't get it no matter what. Because if that were true, everyone would have their manifestation at some point before they die. Have they? No, they fucking haven't, because they've screwed it up. Like, be really real, guys. If that were true, everyone you know who is ever trying to manifest anything consciously would eventually get it. Now, we could all wait until everyone dies and see the people we know, did they get it? But trust me when I say, I just know this from experience, just because you say, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't fuck it up, or just because you've got this adage in your head that you will always get your manifestation, doesn't mean you're going to get it, guys. If you continually do things to fuck it up in the 3D, continually think, where is it, which is telling your brain it's not here, so it's causing it to not be here, and you're constantly worrying about the time, which is pushing it further down the road and further away from you. So when you're worried about the time, you're doing these things. You're keeping it, the distance of it not being in your reality in place, because you're saying it's not here. So you understand, the way you consciously manifest is to imagine something as true, to imagine you are it. So if you are seeking a specific person and you are in the state of they aren't here, where are they, it's taking time, are you the person who is in a relationship, loved and adored? Or are you a person who isn't in a relationship, who thinks they're not coming and it's taking time and blah, blah, blah? Which are you? Now, if you manifest what you are, not what you want and what you fear, then, not what you want, you manifest what you fear, then you're not going to manifest this, the thing you want. You're going to manifest what you are, which is a person who's loved and adored and blah, blah, blah. But if you are a person who's fearful, thinking it's taking time, thinking they're not coming, that's what you manifest. That's what you are, fearful of the time. So you're doing things in the 3D to fuck it up. Now, this is the second thing. So then when you're coming from this place of fear and all your triggers that it's taking too long, or they're not here, or they don't want me, then you'll go and do stupid 3D shit like texting them. Or not that texting is a bad thing, but if you're doing it from a place of fear, it's not so great. Doing 3D shit like asking, what are we? Doing 3D shit like driving past their house. Doing 3D shit like going on social media and stalking them. Doing 3D shit like stalking the third party. 3D shit. All because you're in the fearful place, your I am, that this isn't happening, it's taking time, where is it? And if you just get in the I am of it's here, you wouldn't be doing any of that shit because you would feel like it's here. When I didn't get into drama school and I'd auditioned, I didn't worry about the fact that they'd said no. I just started saying, I am a NIDA student, but I am a NIDA student. How come they didn't take me? I am a NIDA student. That's wrong. They got it wrong. I'm a NIDA student. I imagine myself at that school. I imagine myself graduating. I imagine myself at that school with my best friend who was already at the school. I imagine living with him in Sydney. I imagined all these things, and then it happened. Was I in the state of it's taking too long? I'll have to audition again next year. I may never get in. This is fucked up. I fucked it up. Or was I in the state of, I am a student. I don't care what the fuck they said. I am a student. I had brazen impudence that I was a student there and I didn't give a shit what they said. And I didn't worry about the time. And 2.5 weeks later, I got in. So many of you are fucking it up by worrying about the time. And then you're doing stupid 3D shit because you're worrying about the time. If you are constantly worried and constantly doing shit, I pray to you that you come and join the squad. Because instead of sending the text, instead of doing the stupid thing, instead of having the stupid thought, you will go to the squad and you'll get in the Q&A forum and you'll say, guys, I need help. I'm about to go and send them a text, or I feel like stalking their socials, or I feel like driving past their house, or I'm worried about my money situation, or I'm about to cry to my boss and beg him for money. What do I do? And the mentors and the members will help you. But a lot of you, instead of taking help from other people, you act upon your triggers, or you go and watch stupid videos blowing hot air up your ass thinking you can go and act in the 3D and think badly about your manifestation constantly because you've gone and listened to some fuckwit who said you're limitless and you can't fuck it up. Yes, you fucking can. If you can't fuck it up, where is it? Now you can say to me, it's coming. Is it? Is it really? Do you really believe that? I don't believe you. I call bullshit on a lot of you saying, I know it's here. I know it's coming. I know. And I think, I'm a really good actor, guys. I can tell when you're bullshit artists. If you really thought it was coming, you wouldn't be having fearful thoughts. If you really thought it was here, you'd be in the state of it's here and you wouldn't be asking me questions on a live. So don't bullshit me. Do you really think it's here? Do you really think it's done? Or are you full of shit? If you're full of shit, guess what you'll manifest? You can fake it all you like out here, guys. A lot of you are full of shit. Everything's great. It doesn't matter what I do. I can't fuck it up. I just did this, but it doesn't matter. Guys, trust me, you're taking a few steps back when you go and do shit in the 3D and fuck it up. There are people in my following who think they understand the law and they do so much 3D shit and they talk so much about their fucking circumstances, and I think, bitch, you don't have a fucking clue about this. All I ever hear in the Q&A forum is your goddamn circumstances. If you got this, you wouldn't even mention them. If you got this, you wouldn't be doing 3D shit. You don't get it at all. You can think you get it, but what are you really doing? It's the doing that matters. It's the thinking that matters. And a lot of you are doing and thinking a whole lot of shit that you shouldn't be doing and thinking that's causing it to take more fucking time. And then you're wondering why it's taking so long. That's your fault. I don't know why I'm so fat. I eat these snacks when I get home from the gym, but I just don't understand why. What are you really doing? What are you really thinking? If it's taking a long time, assess yourself, and that's why. Your why. You can fuck it up. Now, a lot of people hate listening to me because they think I'm being negative. I am teaching you what Abdullah would have taught Neville. I am slamming the fucking door in your face and making you realize that the thoughts you're having aren't going to fucking work. When Neville kept saying, but where is it, Abdullah? I'm not in Barbados yet. What did he do? He slammed the door in Neville's face because he wasn't fucking listening. He said, you are in Barbados. Slam. I am slamming the door in a lot of your faces because some of you are full of shit. And you're just like Neville saying, but where is it? I'm not in Barbados. And he's like, how are you going to get this? I know. I'll slam a door in your fucking face. I just swear at you instead. Do you think it's here or do you think it's not here? Do you think it's done or do you think it's not done? Do you worry about the time or you think it's already here? I don't know. Only you know that, guys. If you're coming in here asking me questions every fucking 5 seconds about the time, let me give you the tip. It's going to take way longer. You keep opening the oven and the cake will not bake. And then you'll wonder why it comes out flat and tastes like shit. That was because of you opening the goddamn oven, checking the progress of the baking cake. Why don't you just assume it's fucking baking? Right, you got it? All right, guys, I'm going to go back and get your questions. Wait a moment. Wait a cotton picking moment. I'm coming back. I'm trying not to yell because there's neighbours outside. I'm sitting outside. What's this? What's this? I'm seeing lots of success. Slow progress. SP is now unblocked. Didn't check for it, but his name popped up on my ad list. Oh, wonderful, darling. Loz, I'm engaged to my SP. I can't stop thinking about my ex that I don't love anyone. How to stop it? Oh. Can't stop thinking about my ex that I don't love. Why are you worried about it? If you're engaged to your SP and you keep thinking about your ex that you don't love, maybe you're just triggered by something that he did in the past. Why are you worried about it? If you don't love them, who cares? Why are you even worried about it? Why is my girlfriend being so mean and cold whenever I'm crying about something we're going through? Because you're crying about something you're going through. Guys, if you're in the state of, I'm a victim, how do people treat victims? Have you seen people walk over the top of sleeping homeless people? That's what you're being, a sleeping homeless person, Matt, crying like a fucking victim in her reality. And she's thinking, get away from me, you're giving me the fucking ick. Now, I'm not saying you can't cry in front of your girlfriend, but I'm saying you giving her the ick with all your fears, with all your triggers from childhood that got fucking nothing to do with you. Guys, if you sit there and cry in front of your SP, now I'm not saying don't be vulnerable. I'm not saying don't share. I'm saying if it's about you and your triggers and you're going through stuff in the 3D that's got fucking nothing to do with her, or you're blaming her for your problems, she's just going to get the ick, darling, and go, get the fuck away from me and be cold and mean. I'm not saying men can't cry. I'm saying, why are you doing that and where's that coming from? And that's why she's reacting that way. And you've probably got a story that she's going to react that way and be cold and mean, and then she's being cold and mean. What's your assumption that she's going to be when you do that? Hi, Star Moon. Hi, Dylan. Oh, God, yes, but when it does, holy shit, it's way better than you expect. Guys, when it comes, if you can be fucking patient, if you can persist until it hardens into fact, you fucking wait. When it comes, it'll come and you'll be like, I'm so glad I waited. I'm so glad I assumed this was coming. Trust me. Hello, Alexia. Loz, I asked SP out and he said, yes, I'm kicking my feet and giggling. Oh, wonderful, darling. Now, I'm not saying dodgy 3D shit, guys, just so you understand. When you're watching this video, I'm not saying dodgy 3D shit, but I'm saying what's your assumption behind that? So her assumption behind that must have been that he was going to say yes and it was going to work out. But if you go and ask them out and you assume they're not going to say yes, then guess what it's going to be? How to manifest to get your co-worker fired? Well, guys, look, if you don't want someone in your reality, just imagine them not there. You don't have to imagine badly for people. What people don't understand, this is astounding to me, there's still people in my group who think this way. What is the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have done unto you. Now, a lot of you do revengeful, spiteful, petty shit like wanting to get someone fired. And you've got to understand, this is the law. The law of assumption. And the golden rule applies to everyone. I don't care who you are. Do unto others as you'd have done unto you. So would you have done unto you, Ruby, someone getting fired? No? Well, if you do that to her, guess what will happen to you? So if you try and get someone fired or get them to lose their job, guess what will happen to your job, Ruby? Don't mean to scare you, but watch and learn. It's manifestation. Now, people call that karma. It's not karma. You have made manifest the idea of someone getting fired, and you put that out there and put that out there, and it will reverberate back and come back to you like a fucking boomerang and hit you in the goddamn neck and strangle you, and you'll lose your job. So why don't you just imagine her not in your reality in a loving way? That person's not my reality anymore. That's the way to do it. And people who do that in my group, I watch them and I think you are vengeful and spiteful, and watch your house burn down. Watch, Ruby. Watch it burn down. All you have to do is imagine them not there anymore. You don't have to be mean about it. When you try and get someone fired, guys, you've got to remember they've got a family or a house to look after, food to put on the table for their children. Why would you want that for them? The loss of money for their children. That's what you're doing. That's spiteful and petty. So when that happens to them, just imagine that spiteful pettiness that you're doing, or the threat that you feel by that person or whatever, if you feel threatened by them, that's why you're firing them, watch. Then someone will come along and take your job that you're threatened by, and it won't be that person, it'll be someone else. So this is how it will work, Ruby, just so you understand. You'll get them fired. Then because you were threatened by them because they were smarter than you or something. Or they were too close to your boss or some fucking bullshit. And then guess what will happen? Then somebody else will come along and take your job that you didn't even realize you were threatened by, and all of a sudden it'll all blow up in your face, and the very thing you feared will be made manifest. I fear, my fears have come upon me. That's what that means. So do the opposite thing. Imagine lovingly. Never use this for bad, guys. Use it only for good. If you use it for bad, watch your house burn down. Really. That's what people call karma. It's not karma, it's manifestation. It's the law. Did you go to Coldplay? I didn't. I've seen so many videos about it. It would have been very cool to go. They would have been great live, wouldn't they? Because I'm in Perth, guys, and Coldplay are playing in Perth, the only city in Australia they're playing in at the moment. Loz, I got another law unit result back yesterday and got 77%. Oh, my God, 38.5 out of 50. I'm on a roll with uni ever since working. I'm good enough. Thank you. Oh, working on I'm good enough. Oh, wonderful, Jess. Hooray. I just finished 2 years at AFTRS. Oh, did you, darling? So I went to AFTRS for radio announcing after I did NIDA. And we trained there for 2 weeks in our last couple of weeks of school. I loved it. It was so great. Such a great school. That's the Australian Film and Television Radio School. I want commitment from SP. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've seen movement, but it hasn't shown up in my 3D. What you're doing wrong, Nikita, is you're focusing on them and you're focusing on getting commitment, and you haven't changed you and your thoughts about why you're not getting commitment. You're not doing anything I say, and so you're focusing on them like a fuckwit. We don't do that in my following, guys. We change ourselves and they change. Have you changed yourself, Nikita? Probably not. Come and join the squad and get help. Guys, Back and Begging will be out next week on Black Friday. Get Back and Begging. If you haven't got your specific person back, it's one of my most popular courses that I've ever done in the squad, and you'll be able to manifest them back and understand what you've done wrong this whole time. No harm to others. Affirm they find another job that makes them happy. Exactly, darling. Guys, no harm to others. That's why people say that. Why do you think people say that? I'm in my final week of my degree. Oh, hey, Kat. Happy birthday, girl. It was Kat's birthday yesterday. Ariana Grande called Nickelodeon at age 4 asking to be put on the show too. Yes. Did she? Yay, Kat. Happy birthday. Hey. Kat's one of my longest followers and now part of my team. And it was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Kat. Did she? I didn't know she actually called Nickelodeon at 4. Well, there you go. I think the only reason why people fail at manifesting an SP is because people look at time in 3D. It's also because they do a whole lot of shit from their triggers that fucks it up. And they don't realise they're doing it. That the time it was supposed to happen. Yes, the time it was supposed to happen. You've got to think that. Loz, should we get the self-concept course now or the extension later or wait? What's the best deal? It doesn't really matter. Either way, when you've bought my self-concept now for $145, when the extension comes out, you will get a chance to get it at a discounted price because you've already got the original course. So it's up to you which way you do it. It's up to you, darling. Hi, Sarah. I've been doing so well with self-concept and almost forgot about SP. He still pops up, but I affirm post it. That's wonderful. How are they coming back and not staying? If they're not staying, it's because you haven't changed. You haven't changed your core self-concept stuff that's caused them to leave in the first place. And you probably also have a story that they go and they leave and they go and they leave. I mean, they go and they come back and go and come back. Hello, Kat and Sarah, yes. Hi, Tanya. I know you said not to worry about the time. Did you notice a pattern with how long each SP, or was it different each SP? My pattern's me. I've got a pattern that everything will go well, and then I'll start getting fears that they still love their ex-wife, or they've got mental health issues, or they need to go off in their man cave, and shit will happen, and I'll sit there and go, oh no, not this again. And now I just laugh at myself and go, ugh. And then they come back. Someone got my dream job. I know you told us to keep affirming, but I can't stop feeling jealous. Well, darling, you're calling it a dream job. It seems like a dream. Stop saying it's a dream job. Imagine you've got it. Hi, Cindy. Haven't seen you for ages. Do we not do anything in the 3D if we want commitment? Nikita, this is manifestation. It ain't got nothing to do with anything in the 3D. We don't do anything to manifest. If you are still watching complete fucktards on TikTok or YouTube who are telling you to do something, Neville Goddard says do nothing. And a lot of you are doing something. Why are you doing something? I don't understand. This is mind power here. Why are you doing shit? Nikita, you really need to go and watch all my videos. You're lost as hell. I mean that in the nicest possible way. Have you done my free course? You need to. Everything you've learned about manifesting is wrong. That's what it's called, and that's what you're doing. Are you affirming there is no competition to you? Well, yeah, if you think there's competition, then you'll be jealous of another person taking your job. Loz, what do you think about hypnosis for self-concept? Do it. As long as the person's hypnotizing you with what you want. You need to do the work, yes. How do we stop caring about the time? You imagine it's here now. Guys, if you're worrying about the time, you're saying it's not here and you will fuck it up. Are you on the bus or waiting for the bus? Everyone's waiting for the bus in here. I want you to be on the goddamn bus. Oh my God, I used to watch you 2 years ago. Now I have my perfect boyfriend. Life is amazing. Thank you for teaching. Wonderful, darling, really. That's amazing, simulation fairy. I'm through to you. Do we not do anything in the 3D if we want commitment? Nikita, stop fucking asking me the same question. Some comment, oh, hang on. Guys, really just do it. It's simple as she says it is. Help me a lot. It's crazy how life changes when you allow to think differently. Guys, all you've got to do is think differently. I can't say this enough. This is just thinking. It's not doing. If you're doing any doing, you're doing it wrong. I'm not saying don't do anything, but I'm saying if you do, you're not manifesting, you're doing. There's two different things. One's doing and one's manifesting. Manifesting's with your mind. But I did this thing and did this thing. Okay, well, you weren't manifesting. You were manifesting something from the place of fear. That's why you did the thing. Now what you are fearing will be made manifest, and that's why you did the thing. Unless you were doing it with confidence, but I fear that you probably weren't. How are you not supposed to react in 3D with arguments? Am I supposed to take disrespect? Matt B, you've got a story she disrespects you. So if you've got such a shitty story about your specific person that she's cold and mean, disrespects you, first of all, why is your self-concept so bad that you are actually wanting a person who disrespects you as cold and mean? That tells me a lot about you, that you take abuse or you take bad treatment because you feel that's all you deserve. So there's the first thing. So tell me why you would even want someone who would disrespect you in the first place, darling. That's about you. A person who's got respect for themselves doesn't allow another person to disrespect them. They just leave. But you're staying. Why are you fucking staying? Oh, but I love her. Okay, but why are you allowing her to treat you badly? Oh, because I think I'm a piece of shit. No one's going to treat me bad. Well, then that'll keep happening. And then I cry about it. Well, fuck. Change your thinking about you, please. She's only treating you how you feel about you. If you feel like a piece of shit and not good enough, that's how she'll treat you. And that's why she's been cold and mean. She's walking over the homeless person in the street. She's walking past a homeless person begging. You're the homeless person. Stop being the homeless person in your mind. Working on self-concept is still getting triggered when I'm around SP. Well, work on that, darling. That's what we're all trying to do here. Have you got Loz's free guide on your website? Yes, Matt, please go and get it. When I try to live in the end, my brain tries to fight me. Yes, it happens with all of us, darling. It's called your subconscious mind. It's an asshole. That's why you got to watch my videos to figure out how to not do that. Look out for a guy in a leopard print Speedo and cowboy hat. I'm coming over. Oh, wonderful. Speedos don't really do it for me, darling, but okay. Board shorts, maybe? A good grey sweatpant? Grey sweatpants. That's the key to my heart, guys. Like in Creed, in his grey sweatpants outfit, in his boxing outfit. You turn up at my house in grey sweatpants, darling, just sans cowboy hat. I'll think about it. I had a claim rejected, but I refused to believe that and kept thinking that they made a mistake. Well, good, darling, and then it will happen, and then it'll all work. Wonderful. It's not so nostalgic watching you. It's so nostalgic watching you. You changed my life 2 years ago for the better with these TikTok. Look! Oh, wonderful, darling. Oh, thrilled for you. Oh, and it was approved. Oh, wonderful, Heather. So you decided they made a mistake and it was approved. Oh, you did that. When you've worked on your self-concept enough, you'll feel a change in yourself, tone in voice, everything. Exactly, darling. Loz, is there still a chance after acting desperate with SP? Yes, guys, you can act like a fucking needy bitch. It doesn't matter. I've acted like a nut sometimes. My old SP, old, who still wants me, I've acted like a psycho. He can't remember. I've said the meanest things to that guy, like so fucking mean. I can't remember me saying them. Like he's had a lobotomy. How are you not supposed to react in 3D? I saw that one, Matt. I'm not referring to any coach in particular, darling. I'm aware of my self-concept issues, but having trouble changing the story of SP. Well, then you're fucked. Come and do back and begging, guys, when it drops on Black Friday, because I tell you what, a lot of you are having trouble changing the story of them. And some people were saying to me, why is a lot of this about a specific person in this course when you teach self-concept? Don't you understand that the story you formed about them is from your self-concept? What we have to do is also change the story you formed about them, because it's an old story. And if you want them to come back, this is about an original person, not a new person, you need to change that fucking story. And that story came from your self-concept. There's so much success from back and begging, guys. Come and get it. Black Friday drops on my website. I'll launch it on here, okay? Loz, I cry and still affirm I don't care about 3D. Good, darling. Don't worry about 3D. It doesn't mean anything. So much truth. Oh, good. Everyone wants an SP that's an X. I've never seen people that are friend zone for 4 to 5 years. Yes, you do, darling. You just haven't listened hard enough or watched hard enough, and you're so caught up in the woe is me victim story that you're the only person who's ever been friend zoned in your whole life. You know how many people get friend zoned in my group? Lynn, open your eyes instead of living in victimhood, in Lynn victim land. You're getting friend zoned because you don't feel good enough for that person. The fact that you never got them in the first place tells me that you've got a real story that they're on a pedestal, they're better than you, and you're not good enough. Or they're not attracted to you. Instead of telling me what I don't teach you, why don't you actually listen? I teach that all the time. I've got a gazillion videos on my YouTube about friend zoning, but you haven't bothered to go watch them, have you, Lynn? You're still in victim land. I'm the only person going through this. Poor me, woe is me. And that's how he's getting the ick from you. Oh, God. I can be a friend, but she gives me the fucking ick. She feels so sorry for herself all the goddamn time. Not attracted to that. Understand? The red nails are back. Yes. Can you please explain how manifesting reaches SP? It's not reaching them, guys. What you got to understand is everyone is your reflection, your reality, like a mirror. And if you want to think of it like reaching them, it's like they've got a receiving set in their mind, and you're the radio station that's sending out the radio waves, but their receiving set is in everyone's mind. So they've got like the car radio in their mind, and you're the radio station sending out the music. And they receive it in their mind, like a receiving set. You are in Barbados. Exactly, darling. Why are you allowing him to trigger you? Yes, guys. How do you talk it into existence then? You're talking in your mind. You don't talk out loud. A lot of people think you have to talk out loud. You're talking in your mind. Fuck me. You don't go telling people all your fucking business. You don't go telling people what you're trying to manifest. And if you do, good luck with that. There's some fuckwit who got in an argument with me once on TikTok, and he reckoned the reason why he manifested his TikTok following is because he told everyone about it. I'm like, tell no one, mate. What is wrong with you? Stick to hypnosis. You are lost. You can tell people if you want, guys, but I tell you, if you do it from a fearful place, they'll manifest back to you all your fears. Like, you sure that's a good idea? Is this secret thing? You sound crazy. You've lost your mind. He treated you like crap. What do you want him for? You've got problems. So keep it stum. If you create your reality and people reflect you, why are you triggered? Yes, guys, you created it. Matt, if you ask me that question one more time, I'm fucking blocking you, darling. You just asked me again, even though I already answered you. So you change the story of how he treats you and what you want to see. Exactly, darling, because the way he's treating you is the way you think about you. I tell my best friend, and we're so delulu about it, talking about how she will be my bridesmaid. Wonderful, darling, do that. You can do that, guys, absolutely. But I would only tell people on your level. I would only tell people who believe in this stuff. Like, I talk now to family members about this stuff, but the family members and the friends that don't believe in this stuff, I don't talk about this stuff with. Oh, hello, cat. You don't tell your friends, my friends say weird stuff that reflects my fears. Exactly, guys. How do you know if it's Sabbath or the ick? Oh, that's a good question. So you're feeling like you don't really want them anymore? That could be the ick, darling. Could be your self-concept change. You actually don't want them. Or it could just be the knowing. The knowing that it's done means you still want it. But you're in the state of it's done, not you don't want it anymore. Sometimes the not wanting it anymore is the actual ick. I mean, the Sabbath can be not wanting it anymore, but if you've got the actual ick and you don't want them anymore, maybe you don't want them anymore. What if I'm thinking that my SP tells me I deserve better than them? Is this not being chosen? Yeah, it can be because you've acted like they've done a whole lot of things wrong, or they're not pleasing you, or they're hurting you, and then they're just like, you deserve better, because you pointed out to them a million times with either out loud in the 3D telling them things and getting upset by what they do, or in your mind that they aren't giving you what you want. And so they say things like, you deserve better, because you've literally made manifest what your fears were, which is, you're not giving me what I want. And then they say, oh, I can't give you what you want, or you deserve better. But it was your fears made manifest out of their mouth. So you've got to think different. How can I make SP obsessed? Well, are you thinking you're obsessed with you? Have you done my Make Them Obsessed course? Go and do it, because you've got to be obsessed with yourself. You've got to think, why would someone be obsessed with me if I'm not obsessed with me? Why would they be obsessed with me if I'm obsessed with them? I'm a fan to them, like a Justin Bieber fan running around. Loz, how about Rihanna's self-concept? She has 2 kids now with no ring. What do you think, Loz? Well, I think her self-concept used to be fucking terrible with men. That's how she got in that Chris Brown situation. If you listen to her interviews about that, she had terrible self-concept thoughts. Now I think she's got a much better self-concept in terms of men and in terms of relationship, but also maybe she doesn't want to get married. And maybe they will get married, but she doesn't want to get married right now because she's got a post-pregnancy body. Guys, there's a lot of reasons why people don't get married. Doesn't mean they've got bad self-concepts. A lot of people don't want to get married. A lot of people are trying to get pregnant again. A lot of people don't want to be pregnant in their wedding photos. For all you know, she's engaged to him. I hope in 2024 TikTok have longer characters. Oh, yeah, in here, yeah. How can I start changing my self-concept? Guys, I have a self-concept course. It's only $145. I will be sending out an extension soon of that course. If you want to get it now, it will really help you. Okay, you can also get New Year, New You. It'll be changing next year. It's a free course on my site. You can start on your self-concept with that course too, and also my free course. If you treat someone like a celebrity, they'll treat you like a fan. Exactly. Friends of mine think they are the most attractive. I don't feel the same about them. How's that everyone you pushed out? What do you mean? Just because you don't think they're attractive doesn't mean it's not working in their reality with other people thinking they're attractive. Marriage is not an ending goal that happiness is. Maybe she's happy not being married. Exactly, guys. Not everyone wants to get married. So nobody has free will in our reality. Nobody, guys. They're just reflecting you. I don't know how many times I have to say this for you guys to get it. If you have fears, they will manifest the fears. Watch it and learn. If you have fears you have to fire a colleague because you're threatened by them, watch yourself get fired or leaving the job. If you have fears that the third party is going to want your specific person more than you and have power over a specific person more than you, then watch them get married. If you have fears that you're never going to be able to afford XYZ, you'll never be able to afford it. But if you can understand you're the only person doing that and you're sending those thoughts to everyone in your reality and they are reflecting your fears, you'll realize what free will is. And all they're doing is reflecting your fucking fears. If you can understand this as reflection, you'll get it. Come and get back and begging, guys. It drops on Black Friday. It is one of my most popular courses. It's the ultimate manifest back your specific person course. And I'm telling you right now, if you're trying to manifest a person, either a new person or an old person, you will understand every fucking thing you've done wrong just in the first video. You'll watch it and it'll blow your mind. You'll think, oh shit, I've wasted so much time. Because so many of you aren't understanding thought reflection. And I go deep into it in that course. And I give you a whole lot of tasks to make you understand it and to change your thinking so you're reflecting the right thoughts out to your person. Got it? All right, guys. That Black Friday course sounds so interesting. Guys, this has been so much success. I drop my courses in my squad first. Everyone tries it out, and then I put it on my website. And everyone has tried that out, and we've had so much feedback and so much success. And there's also MP3 meditations that everyone was begging me to keep in the squad, and I couldn't because it's part of the course. The meditations alone will help you massively with forgiving your specific person and changing your thinking about them and getting them back. Just the MP3s alone. All right, guys, come and get that on Black Friday on my website. I will drop it here on TikTok and on YouTube, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.